In the first report of its kind, the One campaign has indexed country progress on reaching United Nations Millennium Development Goals for 2015. Its findings reveal that sub-Saharan African nations like Rwanda, Uganda, Malawi, Ghana, and Ethiopia have increased government spending in key areas such as health, education, and agriculture from $84 billion in the year 2000 to $363 billion in 2011. Ethiopia's performance has gained particular notice.
Ethiopia has managed to reduce the number of people living in poverty by 10 million people in just over a decade. And at the same time, we see that they've spent nearly 45% of their government budget on these poverty-reducing sectors like agriculture and health and education. And at the same time, they've had an 8% growth rate of their economy.
But the report also identifies the majority of sub-Saharan African states are behind on their financing commitments, and many large countries in the region, such as Nigeria and the Democratic Republic of Congo, are farther off track.
If Nigeria were to have met its commitment to health spending between now and the 2015 goal, it would have an additional $22.5 billion at its disposal for the health sector.
As Africa's largest aid donor, campaigners warn that the European Union's decision to cut overseas aid in its next budget could make or break the Millennium Development Goals for African countries.
We've seen that European donors have decreased aid recently. With the progress that we've seen in this report towards the MDGs, some of these countries in sub-Saharan Africa, with only 2.5 years to go towards the deadline, this is really not the time to be cutting aid.
The One campaign's new index paints a reassuring picture of sub-Saharan African governments increasing spending on key development areas. It even suggests that these 16 top performers might have their extreme poverty levels by 2015. But that good news does come with a warning. That momentum must continue, even accelerate, with the help of donors if Millennium Development Goals are to be met, and ensure that that blueprint of eradicating threats to those most vulnerable becomes an attainable reality for Africa. Sandra Gottman for CCTV in Brussels.